Welcome to Longplays by Freeplay. I may have just clapped in the talent's ear, but we're here to play Tapper, a game that I am only okay at. How good am I at Tapper? Lauren, you're the judge.
Better than most people.
Thank you. I have gotten to the aliens one time in my life. I have not rolled it past that, but that's about it. So we brought in an expert. It is the former world record holder who broke the world record holder almost 2 years to the day, July 14th, 2017. It's Lauren Featherstone. Say hi.
Hi. Hi.
So it takes a lot of concentration to play this game. So we're going to have me standing beside her, yelling in her ear, making her lose all of her concentration. That way she doesn't have to talk in the microphone at the same time. I may lose my voice because I've done like 7 podcasts this week, but it should be a fun experience.
Cool.
How do you feel about Tapper?
I love Tapper. It's a great game.
Sweet. All right, let's do this.
Okay, let's go. Music of my soul.
Yes. The first level, always the one where we can talk.
Just milk it. Just this one time.
Mm-hmm.
Just for funsies.
We like watching this little hat, the gray hat, stay on the stage forever and ever.
Yeah. It's like the only pattern that I consistently know in this game.
Oh man, this brings back the memories. So I'm wearing my I don't know if it's visible in the camera or not, but I'm wearing my FP24 shirt, which is what we called ourselves, everybody who stayed in Lauren's entourage the entire 24.5-hour run. And I'm quite proud of those memories. I'm also proud that I didn't have to actually play the game during all that.
I'm happy I didn't have to worry about, food and kids running over cords and just all sorts of shenanigans that can happen if you don't have a team.
Yeah. We didn't have too much difficulty with that. The cord was hidden behind. We're actually about 20 feet away from where we did the run last time. We had it 20 feet closer to the bathroom. Ooh, here's a bonus stage. So this is if you're planning to play this game for 24.5 hours, then your name is either Lauren Featherstone or William Rosa, the current record holder. And this is where you take a bathroom break.
Did he do that as well?
I don't know. I didn't watch.
Seems to make sense, though.
I was definitely working when he was doing his.
Yeah.
Him and Lauren have gone back and forth on the world record.
He had it.
Right.
I had it. He has it.
And it's one of those things where they've played for 24 hours straight, each of them. So, well, actually, I don't know if he made it 24 hours, his world record run.
I think he did.
He did? Okay. I know he had to change his technique as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've been innovating techniques on how to play Tapper. Specifically, you take the tips.
Yeah.
Before that, Tapper players did not take the tips. They just concentrated on getting through the stages as quickly as possible. And Lauren was... Well, I mean, feel free to chime in whenever you want, but you were the one to play by your own rules. You didn't actually look up online strategies of how to play Tapper and how to break a world record. Lauren just sort of figured it out. Yeah, go for it.
We were talking about Arkanoid earlier, and it's actually similar with a lot of games. The more money you get, tips in this case, the more points, the quicker you get lives. So actually, it's benefiting you in terms of lives, even if it's a little riskier to get those lives, if that makes sense.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, the more lives you get. Well, and it turned out like you're scoring more points per minute, which when you're playing 24 hours is really crucial. So, when you were breaking your world record, you actually broke it way ahead of our schedule. I want to say we had the press ready to be here around noon, and we started doing the math, and we knew that you were going to break the world record around 9:30 a.m. And Yeah, it was an interesting scramble as we're calling all the news stations and being like, yeah, about that. You might want to send a cameraman in a hurry. Fortunately, we were live streaming the whole thing. Were we live streaming it? I think we were.
Yes. Yeah, I remember all the Twitch commentaries.
Yeah.
And sometimes people would, tell them I have them read them for me. At first, I think I tried to read them myself, and no point, just stay focused. By the end of it, I truly didn't know where I was.
Yeah. Well, I can't remember how many of us actually stayed up for the whole 24 hours. Probably, I don't know, 8 of us, maybe?
Yeah.
Because there were a few that were in the building, but several of them went to sleep in the corner while you played and played and played. I know I made a commitment to staying up with you, so I stayed up for 24 hours. Josh certainly did. And there was a handful of others. Toya and Big were standing there trying to calculate your extra lives. Which, by the way, what are they, 20,000? And do you know? There's some life total. We'll see it later.
Yes.
Yeah, once she goes off the screen in extra lives, you can see them underneath the score right now in the top left part of the screen. It's 35,000 points she's rounding with 3 extra lives. Those are the beer icons. And you'll hear a little chime whenever she gets an extra life, but after about 6 lives, it goes off the screen and she can keep getting those lives, but you really have no way of knowing how many lives she has unless someone's standing there with their abacus trying to calculate it.
And then you have to factor in the glitch.
The glitch, yes, yeah, and it depends on the machine. Like some tapper machines, and I'm not sure what causes this, if it's the machine, the ROM set, whatever it is, at 1,000,000 points they will have a glitch where you will automatically die, lose a life. Sometimes the screen glitches out, as it did when you hit 14 million, and yeah, you actually lose a life, so you have to account for that as well. Our records that day were close, but they weren't totally accurate. We weren't dead on with the life totals, as all of us were delirious, certainly you included. And this is turning into not the long play, but the reminisce about the 24-hour run. Long play, which I'm fine with, by the way. I don't care. I get to hang out with Lauren again. I have to say, we did have the media out for your run. They did some articles, and in all the interviews, you referred to me as your coach, which is ridiculous because you're way better than me at this game. I did help you with strategy on staying up 24 hours. So I guess it's not totally a misnomer, but I will say this, getting credited in the paper as your coach during this is one of my proudest video game achievements. I felt so much better about that than just winning a tournament myself or even breaking a world record. It felt so good to me to be associated with everything you did that day.
Well, so much of a coach is, motivating and making it happen. And that's what you did, because I would have never even tried to go for the world record if you weren't like, hey, Lauren, you're pretty good at this. You should give it a go, so.
I just said you could. I never actually recommended you do it. You definitely can. And then you were like, oh, I can? Really? Yes, let's do it. Oh, the aliens. This is the final stage of Tapper, or the final series of stages. It is one that you've probably never seen before. And I have made it to once. Hooray me. This is the first of many times we'll see it during Lauren's run.
It's so cute. It's my favorite level for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, you lose your cowboy hat guys, you get aliens. They want beer, Budweiser only, of course. We had Budweiser sponsoring your run, which makes total sense.
Camera probably can't see my shirt.
Yeah, you've got the This Bud's For You shirt.
Very iconic.
Yes, they gave us a giant poster to give away. And so the thing about Budweiser and Free Play Arcade is we're a craft beer bar, a very highly rated craft beer bar in the DFW area, in addition to being, the authentic arcade that you know and love. So That means our patrons typically go craft beer. Not a lot of Budweiser tall boys floating around there. I do see some Bud Lights here and there.
Yeah.
That's really the one that I see the most. But so a giant, like, I don't know what that was. That was like a 30 by 42 Budweiser poster. No one actually wanted it. So at the end of the day, I'm like, if Lauren autographs this, I'm the one who wants it. Like, I will happily take this. And I'm moving right now, and I have indeed gone back through my stuff, and there it is. My Budweiser 30 by 42 poster, This Bud's For You, with the world record dated and signed by Lauren Featherstone, and I could not be happier that I still own that. So, about Tapper, this is a time management game, maybe the first time management game. You want to feed beers to all the aliens as they come from different sides of the lane. We'll get to see all this again and again, by the way. This is just the first time she's on the last level.
Well, and I took the tip, and I probably shouldn't have, but I was getting bored, so, you know.
Yeah, I
I'm
understand.
one of impulse.
Yeah, always have been. I think I'm going to take a bathroom break the next time you get to the bathroom station. So it's getting faster now. I will slow down if she happens to fail, which is...
Right there.
There you go. So it'll go back to, I would say mortal speed, but nah. That was pretty consistent, not just with your run, but like with your Tapper play in general. That's why you take the tips, I would say, is you would play the game however you saw fit. So the conventional wisdom was don't take the tips. You were like, screw that, I'm bored, and you learned how to take the tips and make it better. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Hey, the universe is saved by applying lots and lots of beer.
So much. Even when you're going to die, just keep throwing them, because those are all points towards lives for you.
Each beer thrown is a point? No, it's caught, right?
Yeah, but the point is, don't just be like, oh, I can't do this, I'm going to stop. Just play through, even if you know it's suicide.
Yeah. I mean, it's all suicide at this stage for me. So it's a time management game. It's the first one. You have to feed the beers as they're coming down the aisles. You have to catch the empties, as she's doing, and making it look simple. It is not as simple as she's making it look. I can't do this. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the skill set is that lets you do time management, but you clearly got it.
Eyes in multiple places.
You have to have good zoning technique as well. I'm confident that you could be good at almost any game you really wanted. I mean, you're going to be a good pilot, and you're a good yoga instructor.
Being a pilot is just time management. You gotta be looking at all the different instruments at one time, going back and forth.
Have you had your pilot controls like shifted to just a tapper?
No, probably be a better pilot. Hey, if there's any water, could I get some?
Yeah, it's on the way.
Yeah, cool. I haven't had any water today, which my yoga instructor self would be very sad with, you know. Hydrate, do what you teach, or something like that.
Is that the right one? Yeah.
Probably, maybe.
I don't know.
I'm just kidding.
Just pick the one that's nice.
It felt good.
Yeah,
I was thinking about water.
This stage gets you your break if you want it. You can time it out. It's the only time where you can. Got it.
Oh, thank you.
I'll be full panda today and speculate as to what that moose is. You got Bullwinkle has been mounted on the wall here. It looks very Bullwinkle. Apparently he didn't make it through his last trip to Texas. By the way, we're in Dallas, Texas. We're in a bar in Dallas, Texas This is apparently is what they thought bars looked like in Dallas, Texas back in the day. That's not what it is. I almost never see a cowboy hat here. I probably have, but didn't think about
Oh,
it.
come on, just go to Fort Worth. Maybe it's Fort Worth, Texas.
I mean, we're opening up free play in
I
Fort
know.
Worth, so it's possible.
So this one's deceptively hard. Certainly harder, probably harder than Aliens, even though it looks like you just go to stage 1.
Right, but it's stage 1. It's going from both directions. It's clearly not the original stage 1 where you're all coming from the left. There is a full repeat of the game. It's at level 256, I believe. And it just absolutely resets the game to level 0, level 1, back to the full, everything's on the left, everything's slow. Lauren actually used that for a bathroom break. I want to say you wrapped the game, I don't even remember, like 4 times, 5 times during that 24-hour period. So as you are one to get listless, you changed your bathroom break schedule and actually took stage 1 as your time off.
I'm shaking this like it's coconut water. I guess
It's just water.
just water.
Not
as
just
the
coconut
label
water.
says.
Yes. Although they do have flavored just water now.
Really?
Yes, as we continue our strange love affair with just water on the Free Play Arcade YouTube page.
I'm not sure if I've had just water before. I've definitely had boxed water before, which feels...
Yeah, it's fully
Similar.
biodegradable and recyclable and all that stuff. I think it might probably made from recycling. I think that's their thing. Jaden Smith's company. I know this because Corey's obsessed with it, and I don't know why.
Is Arlington water gross? Is that why? I don't know.
No. You know what it is? We always have the water station over there, but we're here before open of Free Play Arlington. So the water station is not set up, so we did just water from the bar area. So it's just stolen water. So this is the sports arena area. This is very prescient to where we are at Free Play Arlington. We should say that we're playing at Free Play Arlington today. We have Tapper at every location.
So Fort Worth was the first, is what I'm going with.
Fort Worth was the first stage? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Arlington.
Aliens is certainly Denton.
Yes, you're right. I like it. We have all of the Free Play locations so that would have to make Richardson the weird post-apocalyptic future.
I believe it.
I want to get to that then, but like I am very confused of what the third level is. But this one clearly a multiple sports meeting of some sort, as you are doing all of the concession stand work for every stadium and every professional team that calls Arlington home. I see the Cowboys there. Actually, it looks like opposing teams' fans. I'm not seeing any Cowboy colors.
You know, I did concessions for a while as a kid.
Oh my goodness.
My dad
Were you throwing beers at them?
Not beers. Lots
Okay.
of nasty football stadium nachos. I'll get back to that story.
All right, so we got the Cowboys coming down the aisle. We have the Rangers coming down the aisle there in Arlington as well. And basketball, there is no basketball team. Actually, there is a basketball team. It's I believe they're the Dallas Wings, the WNBA team. They also play in Arlington. The Dallas Mavericks this is novel, the Dallas area home. That's the only team that I know of. The Stars, the hockey team, they also play in Dallas proper at the American Airlines Center. But everybody else plays in a $1 billion+ stadium in Arlington, except the WNBA, which plays at UTA's campus, I believe.
So I grew up in Denton, Texas.
As did I.
No, you didn't.
I did. Evers Park Elementary.
What?
Yep.
I thought you were a Louisiana boy.
See, my family didn't exactly have a ton of money, so I got really good at arcade games because they were like, Chris, here's your shiny quarter. Go away for the whole day.
Yes.
And that would be like Christmas because I had a whole day to play my one game, and also it meant I got a shiny quarter. But we moved around a lot, so I spent time in Louisiana, in Denton, nowhere in between. I was born in Temple, Texas, so Central Texas, but I don't have any memories of that. So it was basically Denton and Louisiana.
That's really fascinating. I didn't know the Evers Elementary, but I actually tutored there. During high school, I would go to the first grade class and teach them, math and stuff. Basically help babysit. Like, no one wants to take care of a room full of first graders. I know, I can't talk and play.
Yeah, I didn't want to be there at the time. I just wanted to be playing Tapper or whatever arcade game at the Golden Triangle Mall arcade.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was a thing. Lauren wouldn't know about that, though. Because her first arcade was free play. Yeah, I don't recall Tapper being at that arcade, although Tapper came out in 80... Look on the marquee, 83. So, I definitely don't remember that. Sorry, I'm old, but not that old. First memories are 85.
Okay, I'll focus.
Yeah,
this is like typical.
You do that. Yeah, this is typical Longplay. She gets distracted, likes to talk. This is actually part of why we had 10 players, or 10 people in her entourage to help her keep focused, also to help guard her from people accosting her. And honestly, if this was happening in our 24-hour run, we would shift, and my job as coach, and Josh was always quick on this as well. Josh Featherstone, the guy who does all the art for free play outside of the walls. That's her husband. Basically, we would run off everybody at that point. Stop talking in front of Lauren. Stop distracting her by speaking nonsense directly into her right ear while she's trying to make up lives. So yeah, I'd be very, very angry at myself. Tackling. There wasn't too much of that. Mostly the 10 people around you at all times kept everybody at bay.
Yes.
It was then protecting you from the 10 people around you, as they also got delirious and drunk and everything else.
Well, they're my friends at the end of the day, right? So you want to talk, but also you gotta focus.
Yes. I'm glad there's not a world record on the line right now. Like if Lord forbid you lose those 2 beers and don't get more, which I doubt that's gonna happen. We just hit start again.
Hey,
it's second Longplays.
If I put my mind to it, I'm not gonna die. That's
I know.
ridiculous.
I've seen you play for 24 and a half straight hours.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Alright, so this is the stage. We're deeming this one Free Play Richardson stage, even though it looks nothing like Free Play Richardson. No, this isn't it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, this is the one. I'm sorry, I'm confused because I've never been to the second roll around of this stage, but my confusion here is like there's a guy with like the paper clip through his head. I'm not sure if this is Free Play Richardson.
It's a safety pin.
Yeah, okay.
Specifically.
Of course. Sorry, I don't know my Tapper lore very well. I know that my Lauren Featherstone lore pretty well, but Tapper lore is lost. But it's got like broken windows, broken doors. Like, is it a dorm? It feels like a post-apocalyptic future bar.
Yeah.
Which, if this is Free Play Richardson, I'm gonna say it's our post-apocalyptic future party at Free Play Richardson bar stage. Which, by the way, has happened. We've had multiple last Christmas parties, which are post-apocalyptic themed 80s retro Christmas parties. I'm gonna spit all over Lauren while she plays. But yeah, if you want to see those, we actually have videos in our back footage on this channel. you can check out our last Christmas party and watch breakdancing Santas. Because that's how I like to celebrate the end of the world, is watching Santa breakdance with more Santas. I feel like that's what Tapper 2 needs. Breakdancing Santa. Instead of the cheerleaders up here. By the way, I'm not mentioning any of the game mechanics. You pick up a tip, you get the dancers. They change who they are depending on the stage. That was the Can-Can dancers of Replay Richardson, of course. We're back to, there's Michael Beltran, the bandit.
And notice how this has stayed fast since I looped. You know, it's not that slow speed of your first bonus stages. And the first time I saw that, it first comes up right before Aliens. It was like wild to me. I was like, how are you supposed to ever track that? But
now you don't even barely pay attention.
You just build it like a skill, like anything else.
Yeah. I'm not sure what kind of starship that is that Budweiser sponsored in front of this alien takeover. So this is the Denton stage, because everybody's weird and alien in Denton. And yeah, we both lived there, and it's pretty accurate.
Yeah.
I mean, they're friendly aliens. As you see, these guys are winking, smiling, drinking beers.
Babies drinking beer.
Honestly, it's pretty much like Denton to me. I don't understand their alcohol rules, but apparently you can take beverage containers outside, so we can sell growlers there in Denton.
Yes.
Has 52 taps. Got 'em. Got 'em.
Why am I being risky?
I don't know.
Just because I feel like it.
Because the videographer already pulled me aside and said we're over 30 minutes and just keep going because we're interesting enough, which is a lie.
Oh, so sweet.
Do you hate it when the tip is that far down?
Yeah, I mean...
I guess they leave the tip wherever you hit them with the beer, so you're just playing really efficiently. That's why you're not getting it really far down. But don't worry, audience, I'm distracting her, so...
That's true.
Man, it feels so nice to not be the one playing.
I'm like, man, so my Thursdays are my off days, and I was like, oh, I can finally relax. I've been working 2 jobs, plus some, and then I was like, oh yeah, time to stand up and just mentally focus.
Yeah, for 30 minutes, an hour straight. At least it's not 24 hours.
That's fine.
Alright, so this is our second run through. I'm always going to lose count because we've all been doing this for a long, long time. Man, running Tapper. I enjoy hanging out. We're all friends here in the free play community. So, Lauren and I were at the first beta test of Free Play Richardson. We didn't meet that day, but we met shortly thereafter. We're all good friends. We've been to each other's houses. We went through that harrowing 24-hour experience. Then
I thought you said we went through that heroin.
The heroin was a different day. The 24-hour heroin binge. But that was not. It was technically on an arcade game, but we weren't playing an arcade game during it, so that was totally different. But no, it was a harrowing adventure. Because we were all exhausted at the end. And then I went to a party right afterwards, of course. They tell me I got second place in a Tekken 7 tournament in the immediate aftermath of the Tapper run. I don't remember at all. I just remember dying.
Ooh, too late for money for sure.
Yes, of course.
But it was so enticing. It was just right there.
Shoutouts to William Rosa, who was the one who broke your record, and you broke his record. As I mentioned before, grabbing the tips is the great advance of gameplay that you brought to the scene of the two of you, basically. I forget the name of the arcade that he broke the record on.
John Salters?
Is that the one?
Yeah,
okay.
I think.
I do know that, like, yeah, his machine crashed shortly after breaking the record, which is always a worry when you're playing a 30-year-old game like this.
For sure.
Yeah, so fortunately he was able to get the record, but here's the thing. When he got the record that you broke, he voluntarily quit with a bunch of lives left. When you got the record, you voluntarily quit and killed off the rest of your lives. You just sort of, you were going for 24 hours straight.
Yeah.
You hit 24 hours straight. You were about 13.5 million or something like that. And then the Twitch chat just basically demanded it you go to 14 million, which is another half an hour. You obliged, got to 14 million and killed off the rest of the lives. So 14,600,000 was your total. William Rosa came back over a year later. Had to practice your technique, otherwise it would have taken him about 28 hours, I guess, to hit that record. So he came back ready to go, and he played for 24 hours straight, and the game just crashed on him, which we were terrified about the whole time.
Well, I did a damage to not this tapper, but a different tapper over Mother's Day.
That's true, the Mother's Day Massacre. Yeah. We were having a community group party. All the community group members got in on a discount, and it was supposed to end at... It was Mother's Day, so it was supposed to end at 2 a.m. And...
Yeah, it was the day before Mother's Day.
Yeah, was it your first... I don't think it was your first million-point game. I think it was your second million-point game. I can't remember.
I think I went to like 5 million or something.
Well, yes. But I do remember distinctly remember having the conversation with you. I believe the last time you ever lost a game of Tapper. Yeah, you hit.
Well, I did have to leave that morning. I chose to leave.
Right. Oh yeah. No, that wasn't it. But I remember having the conversation of when you're plateauing at like 250,000, which clearly you can have a conversation and hit that today. But just saying that like you're hitting the maximum difficulty level, so the difference between you hitting 300,000 and a million is negligible. It's once you hit there, you'll just keep going. So I remember getting people were all in the arcade because the whole community group was there. They were coming up to me saying, Lawrence, because I saw Lauren playing Tapper, of course, but people were watching you and they were like, okay, she's hit 300,000 and she's at like lives off the screen. Like she's doing really well. And I'm like, yeah, she's definitely gonna hit 1 million today. And you hit 1 million and everybody's like chanting you on, and you again, lives off the screen. We're going to close at 2 a.m. It's Mother's Day. You have a date with your mom. You should definitely leave. And I had just gotten hired and been given the keys, so I messaged Corey, and I'm like, Corey, the CEO that you see on this channel quite a lot. I messaged him and said, Lauren's on a run, so we're just going to keep going. And sure enough, you kept going till 6:30 in the morning, something like that. Daylight.
Yeah.
And you finally just left the game. 5 million points.
I've got to go.
Yeah, gotta go.
Gotta go.
Visit your mom on Mother's Day.
It was, breakfast,
you got
really.
to. Did you mention it while you're so bleary-eyed?
Yeah, because I was like so tired. And I had actually been sick that play, so it was really funny. It was just one of those nights I was like, you know what, I'm not really feeling well, like allergies or whatever. Thought I was coming down with something, and then I just kind of stumbled upon 5 million accidentally.
Yeah. And we knew you were. I knew you were world class. I knew you were capable of breaking the world record at that point. We had wanted to stream it and make sure we recorded it. So if you had broken the world record at that point,
it would be like for what?
Well,
it's still fun, but
I haven't made it a secret that I'm not the most keen on world records as a thing. Like I like your performance, like what you're doing right now, playing while I'm yapping away in your ear. I'm impressed by that, and I feel like that's a worthwhile experience. If you set a goal, and that's all these world records are, because at this point, like you have shown us clear mastery of the game. Like you can just go indefinitely.
Yeah, I never really wanted to be one of those people who are just in their house by themselves on their arcade machine, very quiet.
But if you've hit the max level of Tapper skill, So then everything becomes arbitrary. Are you going to stand the longest? And now it's a standing competition. I guess speed running it, getting the fastest. That's something. But you hit that as well. So I was never really motivated by the world record, but I definitely brought it to your attention as a possibility. Corey liked the idea of having the world record in the house. So I was willing to set up all the cameras. It just worked out, but that Mother's Day Massacre, it was just for fun and just 5 million points overnight for fun. I can't remember who stayed for that. Josh?
Yeah, certainly.
It was Josh, you, me, and there may have been another. I can't remember. Usually Palmer taps out whenever the bar closes. Palmer was the last man standing for my 24-hour run of NBA Hang Time the year before. Which was funny because he never played a game.
I mean, it's a
Palmer.
bar. Yeah.
Palmer just wants Lauren to sling beers at her. Oh, I remember another weird anecdote about you and your tapper prowess here at Free Play Arlington. So, the first time you hit a 500,000 points, so this was before the Mother's Day Massacre, you were stuck at like 250,000. You hit 300,000. We had the discussion about how you were that close to 1 million. So we were trying to keep you motivated after 300,000. And we Chase, a bartender with us at the time, I didn't work here, but I worked it out with Chase that he would declare you as, you know, the lead bartender, an honorary Free Play Arlington bartender if you got 500,000.
So special.
Yeah, you blew past 500,000. You made it all the way to 1 million, as I suspected you would. We printed out a sheet. Do you actually have that?
I have that certificate.
Okay.
Certificate, but it was so special to me.
Yeah, you've never actually been employed by Free Play, but you are an honorary Free Play Arlington bartender. And I am sure you have served more beers than any bartender in the history of Free Play Arlington.
I hope so. They'd probably be dead, so, you know.
Yeah. I think you have the all-time record in that by quite a lot. Virtual beers, of course.
Yeah, very different. Just a simple tap.
I'm not sure if you have the overall tip record at Free Play Arlington. We'll have to talk to LMA about that. But I'm sure it's close.
No.
Oh, no just frame there. That was another frequent occurrence during the run, was just watching you kind of give it a whirl.
Yeah.
You would hit that more often than not, too. Just sling a beer at somebody drinking, and they immediately drop the beer and catch it.
Because right now I have 3 lives. That's a safe buffer. Perhaps as you get more tired, you want a little bit more wiggle room. But I haven't been awake for 24 hours. So it's not that big of a deal.
I can't imagine. I can. It's another game. I can do something like this, but not... Man, 24 is a long time.
It is really, and it just wears on your body, man.
Yeah, and wears on the tap. I think you guys can see it. There's no label on the left tap because
this
Lauren,
is the machine.
Yeah.
If we didn't say that.
Yeah. So the machine she set the world record on, not the marquee. You signed that. It's in Denton now. But yeah, you use the left tap exclusively, and I know other world record holders tend to go back and forth using either tap so that they don't wear out their hands. Of course, Lauren just has infinite energy, so it doesn't matter.
Interestingly, I'm pretty positive the other 2, I would say, leading tapper players in the free play community are also left-handed tappers.
They've all been inspired by you. Yeah, who are they? Let's give them a shout out.
Warren?
Warren Costanza?
not good with last names.
No, Dane. Warren Dane. Denton.
Be proud of me for getting. He
Denton,
comes
right?
here to Arlington. No.
Okay, so
Arlington.
it's Warren Costanza. I know everybody. We're good. And what's the other one?
Dustin.
Dustin, yes, Dustin Crane, who
Denton,
is
for sure.
the reigning Denton Tuesday Night Fights champion. He was my partner for Street Fighter, the movie, the game, even though he doesn't play the game, which is how we do Tuesday Night Fights. And also, he won our Colonel Guile speech contest the same day, so won 2 championships in one day. And then he had his little Tapper Troll sign he was holding up in front of his speech.
Yes, he's very proud.
Yes, he should be.
Yeah.
I really like that you've created a Tapper community here in Dallas, or the Dallas area. And he's getting there. Like,
oh, he's there. It's just focus.
Yeah, Dustin's hit 300,000. I want to say he's barreling in on 1 million. And you can see we're at 350,000. If you've been playing the game this long, you're there. Yeah,
but I mean, it does take a different kind of commitment.
Insanity is the word I would use, but yes, you should be committed. All right, she's down to 1 life, so we'll let her concentrate. I will say, if you like what we're doing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. You can check out the Free Play Arcade podcast on this channel as well. And if you like, that one's on iTunes also, or wherever you would like to subscribe to podcasts. They always tell me to inform you that if you hit the bell icon, it will make the video guy very happy and you'll receive notifications. So hit the bell icon unless it's already lit, in which case don't hit the bell icon, or hit it twice if you want to see it like cycle through a couple times. Or hit the bell icon every time Lauren hits the tap. Tap down on the left, bell icon.
Also, I have 2 lives, right?
Yeah, 1 in reserve.
Yeah.
I'm not a math major. She is at 370,000 right now. The game does roll over at 1 million, so we won't be able to see her score beyond 1 million. Not that we're going to go that far. I'm already losing my voice, and I'm not tired of standing next to Lauren, but
my nose is running.
Yeah, there's that too. It's allergy season here in Texas. The only thing that would cure it is virtual Budweiser.
Oh, man.
All right, one more time through the alien stage, and let's call it a go, because we are not programming in bathroom breaks unless we want to do just walk off. That's how we should end it. We're just gonna do the walk off for the next bonus stage.
So finish up aliens?
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is your 2nd or 3rd burn through of aliens, or 5th. I don't even know.
3rd?
Maybe. That sounds about right. Possible. It's not that I'm the. Again, we're friends. Like at this
Yeah,
point,
we're just
like
hanging out.
Yeah, it was never. If you're gonna run a long playthrough like this, like I don't understand. You mentioned the people who do it in their garage in a controlled environment, and Rosa did it in a controlled environment as well. He had a private room in the arcade. I would go crazy. I mean, I don't want to play that way. I would lose focus. So
Never too late for tips.
Nice.
If we're gonna end it soon anyway.
Yeah, no, for sure. You do have to get to the next bonus stage. I say have to. It's totally arbitrary. We have to see that bandit one more time.
Oh man, Michael Beltran.
Yes. In Free Play, the bandit is Michael Beltran. This stage is Denton, of course. The first stage is, what do we say, Free Play Fort Worth? The upcoming Free Play Fort Worth?
Yes.
Yes. Arlington is the sports stage because, of course, if you've been to Arlington, it's every sports arena ever. And Richardson, by default, is the weird post-apocalyptic dorm room. I have no idea why, other than it's the one left over.
I believe it.
I like Alien with Snout that looks like a Gonzo? Is that the Muppet with the snout? Sorry, I'm old. I watched the Muppets. Almost got it. So this last little bit is the part that separates me. Like, I can't do this last little flurry of, well, you're almost done, no, you're not done. Well, you're almost done, no, you're not done. And then at some point it feels like it resets, and I get confused, and Lauren's just like, I don't care. If you'd like to know when you get an extra life in Tapper, watch back on the tape, because I don't remember. Oh, that's it. Look at the natural ending. There you go. The rarest of all occurrences, the natural end of a Lauren Featherstone Tapper game.
It's fine.
You get
know what? When you're hanging out with friends.
Yeah, we're just pestering you the whole time. Plus, they had already tapped me on the shoulder like 20 minutes ago and said, "Can you please wrap up, Lauren?"
You can cut it short.
We're tired of watching Lauren play. Nah. Well, you've been watching Longplays by Free Play, and we will be back next week with, I don't know, some other long play, me playing Galaga or X-Men, something like that. But until then, bye.
Bye.